Ed, welcome to the show.
Hi.
So we are here at D&D Experience. How are you finding your experience so far?
It's great. I haven't enjoyed this much pure gaming at a con for a long time. At Gen Con, you know, I spend most of my time doing seminars and panels and catching up with old friends and buying stuff. And here, there's a notable lack of stuff to buy, but there's tables and tables and tables of gamers all around us, and it's great. And everybody's excited because, you know, they're playing 4th edition, and if the company had any worries about it being great, they shouldn't anymore because people are really enjoying it. It's great. I played it at the table yesterday, and I really loved it. I had more fun than I've had for years around the gaming table.
And you're liking the system and everything?
Yep. Yeah, don't expect me to like DM it for a little bit because I've been busy doing books and stuff, and I'm afraid I don't know which final version of a rule we settled on from all the various draft versions that I saw, but as a player, I really loved it. It moved along, it was fun, it was back to role-playing, back to story, which is what I do, you know. Rules are something for some teacher to remember, please, you know, or, you know, rules officer? Are there rules? Anyway. So,
you mentioned your books. You've been doing a few signings here. What books are you signing for right now?
I'm signing Swords of Evening Star and Swords of Dragonfire, the first 2 books in the Knights of Mithrandir trilogy. And when I leave the con, I have to rush home and finish the 3rd book, The Sword Never Sleeps, which will be out in August this coming year.
Very
cool. This coming year, 2008, this August, it will be out. Geez, I'm really getting late with my books. And then, of course, there'll be a whole bunch of 4th edition game stuff we have to do in a real hurry.
So you're not going to have any free time anytime soon?
I never have free time. I don't have a life. Life is what happens when I'm in bed sleeping, I guess. Because no, there's never any free time in my life. It's all one whirlwind cornucopia of great gaming fun. And working in a library. I also work in libraries. You know, so those are my moments to catch my breath, let the dust settle back on me, and feel like a real person again.
We've been asking people some D&D stories. Do you have like your favorite D&D tale, or maybe most embarrassing moment in the game?
Oh, I don't know that you can podcast any of those. Yeez. I'm going to have to really throttle it down. There have been so many good ones. I would have to say the story that most moves me is years and years ago at a Gen Con, a very young girl who'd never played any role-playing game before came to the convention in Milwaukee, obviously because she dragged her parents there, and her dad wanted to shop with all the cool toys in the exhibit hall, but she was very young, very bright, and they were obviously a bit leery of this whole thing. And she'd never played the game before, so I gave her one of the most powerful characters at the table, so the large, fat, hairy, much older than her guys wouldn't just ignore her or belittle her or just tell her what to do.
Right.
You know, even if she asked them to, I wanted them to defer to her, not just reach over and, oh, just do this, I'll roll it for you, you know, because that's going to take a while of fun for her. And in the end, she was playing a paladin, and at the very end, the party was going to get wiped out. They got in over their heads. They hadn't been smart in the dungeon, and they were just trying to get out alive. They were down to their last few hit points, and her character did the heroic, I'll hold them off. So you guys can get away, and she burst into tears. She says, it's been great knowing you. She was trying to play her character, and she says, you know, farewell, my friends, you know, all that stuff. And she just lost it. She just sobbed. And of course, her parents had been shopping, but they hadn't really been, you know, leaving her out of earshot for too long. They kept circling back, you know. And they heard this, and they came rushing over to see what's happened to our baby, you know, what, you know, and just in time to see her boosted up on the shoulders of all these guys. They're yelling her name and chanting it, yeah, and she was all excited and pleased, but she was still in floods of tears, but, you know, she was the center of attention, and this is their shy, very bright girl, but a shy, you know, loner, and it was a shining moment for her, and I've always thought of that. That's one of those great wish fulfillment things where the game takes you out of yourself.
Right.
And her parents saw it, and it was wonderful. They got to see their little girl in a new way, see her grow, and she walked out of there a mile high, you know, and they're going to be back to next year's Gen Con. You know that she's coming back.
Right,
and you know that you've got it, and you've got two parents who are no longer thinking this game is sort of weird. They're going, oh no, we've seen that. Oh no, that's a great game. You know, and to that was one of the sort of great shining moments. Like many gamers, I have oodles and oodles of funny, hilarious, you know, that we caught the beholder with its pants down move. You know, we can all tell stories like that. And to me, it's far more the funny stories. The running gag for me is that's all right, I'm a Canadian. You can get past almost any policeman, or could then, and security officer, and get into almost anywhere at Gen Con. In one memorable Gen Con, there was a washroom that had been mislabeled, so it was men's on one and women's on the other, unintentionally unisex. Oh, it's okay, ma'am, I'm Canadian. Oh, okay. Well, you know, that's
very nice.
Yeah, but you know, those are there are so many Gen Con stories, because I've been going to Gen Con since, I don't know, Gen Con 8 or 10 or something like that, back in Lake Geneva, and I watch people grow up and have children, and now I've seen grandchildren brought in, so which makes me feel older than dirt. But you know, I get to see so many people each year only at Gen Con. Some of them I don't know their names. I've never known their names. Just hi, you know, and it's a great big happy family.
Very nice, very cool. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
And it's great to talk to you.
It's great to talk to you.
And I'm sure I'll see you at Gen Con as well.
Yeah.
So enjoy the rest of your con, and you have another book signing today?
Yes, I have another book signing. Those first two books in the trilogy, and yeah, let's do this again at Gen Con.
Yes, let's
Yeah,
definitely.
we'll party, and well, you know, much as gamers party. Look, I got a new miniature.
Right. Look at my new dice.
Yes, well, I can show you my deck. Yes,
Yeah.
except I didn't bring any.
I'm
Gen Con,
sure,
Gen Con.
Right. I'm sure you'll be able to find someone that will lend you dice, and then they'll have this awesome story.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a plan.
Yeah, I think
Look at all these.
You could leave with a suitcase full of dice.
No, I can't. I have to go through customs.
But you're Canadian.
But yeah, but that doesn't cut it with Canadian customs officers.
Right.
I can't bring out all the fun stuff. With cool knives, cool swords,
Right.
booth babes,
A ballista.
all the things I want to bring home. They won't let me. I can't imagine why.
These things need to stay in America.
That's right. Your need is greater than ours. Yes.
Well, cool.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Pleasure.
Have a great rest of your
Thank you.
time here.
Thank you.